They say history is written by the victors, but they never told you who financed the victory behind every war, every revolution, every empire collapse. There's a hidden hand, and at the center of it all, one name, Rothschild. This isn't a family. It's an invisible empire, a bloodline that shaped the modern world using wars, lies, and money. From the stock market floor, to the birth of Israel, to the collapse of nations. Today, you'll see how the Rothschilds didn't just create history, they own it. The dynasty that built the world. 1744, Frankfurt, Germany. Meyer Amschel Rothschild starts as a humble moneylender, but what he creates would outlast empires. He trained his 5 sons like generals, dispatching them to London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, and Frankfurt. Each son embedded into the financial system of Europe. Their method? Finance both sides. Win no matter what. They created the world's first international banking cartel, funded wars, then the Reconstruction, and pioneered the modern government bond market. Nathan Rothschild, operating from London, once said, "I care not who makes a country's laws as long as I control its money." And he did. The empire built on war. The Rothschilds turned Napoleon's wars into a marketplace. In 1815, after the Battle of Waterloo, Nathan Rothschild pulled off the most infamous financial coup in history. He received word of Britain's victory before the public. He went to the stock exchange and pretended Britain had lost. Panic, sell-off, collapse. Then, he bought everything at rock bottom. Within hours, the market reversed. He walked away with the equivalent of $6 billion in today's money. From that day, the Rothschilds didn't just finance nations, they owned them. Lord Rothschild and the creation of Israel. Fast forward to 1917. World War I is raging. The British are struggling. And who appears behind the curtain? Lord Walter Rothschild, a man so powerful, so eccentric, he had zebras pull his carriage. But his most bizarre act, receiving a formal letter from the British government, addressed directly to him. The Balfour Declaration. It wasn't sent to Parliament. It wasn't sent to the Jewish people. It was sent to Rothschild. The letter promised support for a Jewish homeland in Palestine in exchange for Rothschild influence to bring America into the war. This deal changed history. The Israel blueprint. The Balfour Declaration wasn't symbolic. It was a blueprint. In 1948, the State of Israel was created, funded heavily by the Rothschild family. The Supreme Court, the Knesset, built by Rothschild money.
Welcome to the Knesset.
But Palestine wasn't empty. 800,000 people were displaced. Villages like Deir Yassin were massacred. Terror groups like Irgun and Haganah, backed by Zionist financiers, cleared the land. The result? Perpetual war, decades of bloodshed, and the Rothschilds, untouchable. This wasn't about religion. It was about territory, narrative, and control. Zionism is not Judaism. Let's be clear. Zionism is not Judaism. Modern Zionism is a political tool, a shield, and a sword. The majority of Jews today are Ashkenazi, descendants of the Khazar Empire, not ancient Israel. This isn't anti-Semitism, it's history, and it's the reason why early Jewish leaders opposed Zionism altogether. Einstein called the Zionist militias fascists. David Ben-Gurion said, "I would sacrifice half of the Jewish children in Europe if it meant achieving a state." And they did. The Holocaust industry. The Holocaust was real, but it was also weaponized. After the war, survivors were used as political capital. Millions suffered, but Rothschild-controlled organizations collected billions. Education centers, compensation boards, restitution deals. Historian Norman Finkelstein exposed this racket and was instantly destroyed by media because truth doesn't fit their narrative. The Holocaust became a shield for silence. Criticize Zionism, you're anti-Semitic. Criticize Israel, you're a Holocaust denier. But who profits, not the survivors? The global grip. The Rothschild name faded from the headlines by design, but their control expanded. Media outlets, Hollywood studios, Reuters, Google algorithms, banking systems, oil and gas pharmaceuticals, their estimated holdings, over $1 trillion in assets, yet hidden through trusts, shells, and influence. They don't need armies, they have money. They don't need elections, they write the checks. Every crisis is a tool. Every solution consolidates power. And every war brings them closer to total control. The final deception, the British Empire, the American century, the creation of Israel, the European Union, the wars in Iraq, Syria, Libya, all prescripted, all backed by the same financiers. This isn't just history, it's a formula. Control the banks, control the media, control the schools, control the belief systems, and you control the people. And as long as the people stay blind, the Rothschild empire continues, unseen. Now that you see it, you can't unsee it. The Rothschilds weren't kings. They made kings. They didn't run for office. They bought it. And they didn't conquer the world with weapons. They used debt, fear, and lies. But here's what they fear the most: a mind that can't be controlled. That's why I created the Masked Alliance. A place to unlearn everything they taught you. A place to see the machine and break it. You were never meant to obey. You were born to awaken. Join us. Link in the description. This is Frontman.